So we're going to be taking a look at Organigrams recall and the lawsuit that they are currently going to be part of. I have the lawsuit pulled up here, and I also have some information about the lawsuit. We're going to be taking a look. But anyways, the recall that Organigram had a few months ago is finally starting to catch up with them. The stock tanked pretty heavily today as the lawsuit information came out. And just over the past 3 months, the stock has lost like close to, well, since November, it's lost almost half of its value. So that's a lot. And compared to everybody else in the industry, this stock is doing really, really bad. But anyways, so they had the recall, and this quarter the recall cost them about 2.26 million, which is quite a lot. In addition to that, it also ruined their reputation. They're going to lose customers because of it, and they've already put in measures to prevent this kind of thing from happening again, but those measures are also going to be an additional expense that they're going to have to incur for the foreseeable future at least. So this recall hurt them pretty badly, and it's going to be something that's going to heavily slow down the growth of the company. But the question is, how much will it actually slow them down? Because what we're interested in is seeing if the total loss that the company takes is less or more than currently what they're valued in the stock market. Because if it is less, then the stock is at a good price. If it's more, then you don't want to buy the stock. So going to be doing that. So after the recall, the company issued 100% of the product's value as credits. And a lot of people are getting annoyed by this because they think that the company should have just issued the money back, but instead they issued credits for new cannabis. I personally think that that's fine. Yeah, it does annoy some people, but it reduces the losses that are induced by the company, and that's kind of a big deal for them. Yeah, they're gonna lose customers because of this, and it's going to ruin their reputation. And they probably should have issued money back to their customers, but they didn't, and that's the way it is. Oh well, I don't think that it's too big of a deal. Anyways, moving on to the lawsuit. So for the lawsuit, I'll post a link in the description if anybody wants to take a look at it. For the lawsuit, so there's several thousand people, I believe it's 2,000, up to 2,000 that can actually sue them that bought the contaminated product. Only a few are probably actually going to be part of the lawsuit, so that's that. But for the main person, at least on this paper, we have a woman with inflammatory arthritis. She began taking cannabis, and okay, so she began taking cannabis from Organigram. She got it from them because she thought that it was, more better because it was organic or something. And her way of ingesting it was, well, her way of taking it was either smoking or ingestion. And I find this kind of weird. So, okay, this might be a bit of a contradiction, but I just find this weird. If you're really worried about the health effects of cannabis and you want to get it organic specifically because you want to be healthy and whatnot, why would you smoke it? I don't get it. Yeah, a lot of people smoke cannabis, but smoking in general is not very good for you. You don't want to put stuff in your lungs because the only thing that you should have in your lungs is clean air. Anything else is probably not good for your lungs. So I find this a little bit contradictory. But anyways, moving on. So yeah. So 2 weeks after taking the cannabis, she started suffering from severe nausea and vomiting. So I'm looking at this from a skeptic's point of view, not necessarily from her point of view. I'm trying to present to you the case of Organigrams stock. I'm not saying that this woman is lying. I'm just looking at it from the skeptic's point of view. So take that into consideration. But 2 weeks after she first started taking cannabis, she started getting nausea and vomiting. I find this a little bit weird. If you're gonna smoke marijuana or ingest it at least, to start getting symptoms 2 weeks after you start taking it, it's kind of weird. I don't know exactly how the pesticides that she injected work. I probably should have looked that up, but 2 weeks is a little bit of a strange timeline. Generally, when you smoke something, it gets into your lungs right away, and it gets into your body. So if it does have some sort of a negative thing associated with it, you start feeling the impacts right away. But oh well. Anyways, so she started suffering. She took it for several months. She took it from March and October, between March and October. 8 months total. She She was feeling pretty badly, so she went to the doctor. She stopped taking the marijuana, and then a month after she stopped taking it, about a month, the symptoms improved. So she does have a case here, obviously. I don't know if she has enough of a case to actually get some money off this or what's going to happen. I really have no clue. This case will probably drag on for months, and then there's a bunch of information about Organigram over here. But this case will probably drag on for months, and it will cost Organigram at least some money. It might cost them a lot of money if she wins, but we'll see. Yeah, so there's a lot of other stuff here that you can go through if you want to. But yeah, so here's the thing though. A lot of people are looking at this company and saying, "Oh, this company is terrible. Instead of ordering from Organigram, I'm gonna go to my local dispensary and just buy some cannabis." Well, uh, they had a research done in Canada about some dispensaries, and they bought cannabis from 9 dispensaries and they tested it, and 3 out of 9, that's 33%, failed to meet the quality test that Organigram has to go through. So it's not like it's not like people aren't smoking or eating or whatever. It's not like nobody is taking contaminated cannabis. A lot of people are taking it, and a lot of people are fine. So once again, I find it kind of skeptical that this lawsuit will actually go anywhere because, considering that millions of people are probably taking contaminated cannabis and are fine, I don't think that I don't think that it's I don't know. I don't think that they can make a solid case out of this. They might, and I might be wrong, but that's my skeptic's case for you. So yeah. But in terms of the stock, though, I think that the stock is going to hit bottom. And once it hits bottom, if you get it at the bottom price that it's going to hit, you might be able to make some money really quickly because this company still has a license to sell and they still have a license to grow. So it's not like they're out of business. They're going to continue growing. They're going to continue selling. Their reputation is a little bit ruined. They're going to lose some customers, but they should be getting customers in the future. Once the market expands, once more of the world legalizes cannabis, these guys should have no problem getting customers, and I think that they still have room to grow. Whether or not this lawsuit is going to hurt them, well, this whole recall situation, whether or not it's going to hurt them more than their current stock price, so whether or not stock is going to keep on dropping in the future once more news comes out, is difficult to say, but right now there's a lot of ambiguity and a lot of uncertainty going around, and whenever there's a lot of uncertainty in any sort of industry, the stock tends to suffer, and that's what this stock is doing. And a lot of the time, whenever you see a lot of uncertainty around a stock, then it ends up falling below its actual price. So there's a good chance that the stock will fall way below what it's actually worth, and then it will make up those gains in a few days once everything gets cleared up a little bit more. So I don't know if this is a good buy right now. It's really difficult to say, but relative to everybody else, relative to its capacity, and what it's going to be doing in the future, it probably is a good buy, but it's hard to say. But personally, I think that they'll get past this and they'll be fine in the future. A year from now, this company should be doing fine. But those are my thoughts. Let me know if I got something wrong or different, or if you disagree or agree. And that's it. I'll post the links, by the way, in the description.